your anxiety is lying to you. Your anxiety is lying to you. You heard it here. Your anxiety is lying to you. Adjusting my clothes, looking over my shoulder. Oh my God, are they talking about me? Are they? Even if they are, okay? Am I embarrassed? No, because who's going to beat me? I am literally guaranteeing you this. Hey guys, welcome to Life with Jai. So today we're going to be doing my makeup and talking about building confidence in your 20s and why confidence is uncomfortable. I have my makeup box with me, so let's literally just get right into it. The first thing to understand is that confidence is uncomfortable. Okay, so just know that and have that at the back of your mind. Confidence is uncomfortable. That is a statement that has changed my life, literally. Some people are born naturally more outgoing and more extroverted than others. You see some people being really social, really extroverted, and it makes you think to yourself, especially if you're someone that struggles with that, it makes you think to yourself, what's wrong with me? Why am I not like that? Why do I find myself awkward in these kind of situations? Why does it come so easily to them? It honestly sucks if that is something that you struggle with or have struggled with your whole life. But I have good news for you. Confidence, like any other skill in this life, is something that can be learned and something that can be mastered. But first things first, you need to understand that the journey from insecurity to confidence is a never-ending journey. It's not something that you learn once or you do once and it's like, okay, boom, I'm confident, I'm the best version of myself. It is a never-ending journey. It is something that you have to put in effort to do every single day of your life. And it's very important to note that this journey looks different for everyone. Every single person is on a different confidence journey. Okay, so now that we've established that this journey looks different for everyone, let's get into like the nitty-gritty things of it. Part of why I say confidence is uncomfortable is because the first step in building confidence is realizing where you lack it the most. Now this is a fun step because it involves pointing out your insecurities and being honest with yourself. You need to come to terms with what makes you feel less than in certain situations, because that is honestly the only way you're going to be able to address it. I'm going to ask you a question. When you think of your best self, when you think of your most confident self, what do you see? Because you need to have that image. What would my best self look like? And you need to be able to compare it to what do I look like right now. You need to be able to compare it to your biggest insecurities right now. Because knowing your biggest insecurities in relation to your best self is the only way you are going to be able to reach that gap from insecurity to confidence. I am telling you this for a fact. And when I say this, I mean both the things that involve your physical appearance and the things that don't. So this can be anything ranging from the way you think, the way you talk, the way you stand, because posture is something that is very, very key in confidence, the way you look, just everything in between. Once you have this picture of who your most confident self would look like, what she would sound like, what she would talk like, what she would stand like, everything, it is so much easier to bridge the gap because you know the things that you need to work on. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. The next step in confidence is faking it. I'm not even going to lie to you. You know that scene in Euphoria? I think it's between Cassie and Maddie, where she says the thing about confidence is no one knows if you're faking it or not. That's a fact. That is a fact. Nobody knows if you're faking it or not. Both the people that are naturally confident, nobody knows what the difference is. And honestly, that is why it is so important to have this clear image of what your best and most confident self would look like, because confidence involves you forcing yourself to act like your best self. It involves you forcing yourself to act like what your best self would act like. So it literally has you asking yourself questions like, what would my most confident self do in this situation? What would my best self do in this situation? And that is something that I literally do till this day. When I find myself in awkward social settings, I can be very anxious when I'm out, I can be very awkward. I actually ask myself, what would my best self do? What would my most confident self do? How would she talk? How would she stand? What would she say? What would her body language be? And I just force myself to do that. And it makes it so much easier to go from faking it to actually being that. You know how your brain tricks you into believing so many negative things about yourself? Trick your brain back. When you start faking it, you are tricking your brain. I force myself to be confident in that moment because who is going to know if I'm faking or not? All they know is, oh, this girl seems really confident. She seems really outspoken, outgoing. Who's going to know? And even if they know, okay, so what? Who cares? And I say it's uncomfortable because that involves you stepping out of your comfort zone. That involves you doing something that you're not so comfortable with. Something that you would not do on a normal day. But I promise you, your comfort zone, it feels so comfortable because that is what you're used to. But nothing grows in that zone. Nothing changes. Nothing goes down, but nothing also goes up. You are just stagnant. And you don't realize you're stagnant because you're so comfortable, which is why it's so dangerous because you're not even aware that you're not moving forward. You have to actively step out of that zone. You have to make the conscious effort to be like, okay, I am clearly in my bubble. I need to come out of this. You have to force yourself to be in situations that you normally would not want to be and just overcome it. And it's so crazy because our brains are literally wired to overcome difficult situations. The more you put yourself in difficult situations, the more you put yourself in uncomfortable situations and force yourself to get over it, force yourself to get out of your head, the easier it becomes. I promise you. It is so easy to let this fear hold you back without even realizing it. Another important step is realizing that your anxiety is lying to you. Your anxiety is lying to you. Your anxiety is lying to you. You heard it here. Your anxiety is lying to you. Your anxiety is literally your fear manifested. It is literally that part of you that is just like, what if it goes wrong? What if they don't like me? What if I say the wrong thing? What if I don't act the way I'm supposed to? But what if you do? What if they love you? What if they say, oh, this girl is so different, she's so refreshing, she's so this? The way spectrums work, there's always two ends. So there's the worst end. Oh, what if I'm so terrible? What if I'm this? What if I'm that? Oh, what if you're amazing? What if they love you? What if they're obsessed with you? You'll never know if you keep just believing you're at one end of the spectrum. You're already just telling yourself, yeah, this is where I belong. Everyone hates me. I'm terrible. You're already limiting yourself. Why are you doing that? Even if other people are ever going to have that thought about you, why would you be the first one to have those thoughts about yourself? To limit yourself, to not let yourself reach your full potential because you're scared? Huh? No. I literally used to be the most anxious person when I would go out. I would be the most self-conscious person. I would be adjusting my clothes, looking over my shoulder. Oh my God, are they talking about me? Are they? Even if they are, okay? It's so important to realize the way you're thinking about yourself in your head, every single person where you are is thinking about themselves in that same way. The way you're over-analyzing yourself, over-judging yourself, every single person is so occupied in their own heads doing the same with themselves that they don't even notice the things that you're so scared of them noticing. And even if they notice, it's not the end of the world. I'm crazy. I honestly think we're all so excuse my language, YouTube, but I think we're also with main character syndrome, and that's not a bad thing. Everyone should be the main character in their own lives, but we're so effed up with main character syndrome that we think every single person is thinking about us, every single person is talking about us. But you need to realize every other person also has main character syndrome. Every other person is thinking about themselves. Every other person is thinking, oh, how do I look? Am I this? Am I that? The same thoughts you're having, everyone else is having, because we're all humans, we're all figuring this out together. And I know some people are more confident than others naturally, but they still have those thoughts at the back of their mind. You can't give into those thoughts and just let them take over, because then you don't even stand a chance. The things that you end up pointing out about yourselves. Because I've been in situations where like I'm with friends and they end up pointing out like insecurities. Like, oh, my skin looks so bad right now. And it's like, I would not even have noticed that if you didn't point it out. You are drawing attention to it as like a defense mechanism. Like, let me say it, what they say it. It's like most of the time people don't even notice. It is also very, very, very important to block out any sort of depreciating, what's the word? English. It is very important to block out any sort of negative self-thoughts. Even if people in the world, you may meet people that are going to think badly of you, Nigeria. You may meet people that are going to think poorly of you or badly. Everyone is not going to love you, and that's fine. Why give them a head start by already thinking those things about yourself? Why? Why do that? If you ask me, I am the best person in the world. And no one can tell me otherwise, because where's your proof? I think what many of us fail to realize is that your thoughts actually actualize. Your thoughts actually manifest into real things. How you think of yourself, how you see yourself, is going to show in the way you treat yourself around other people, the way you let other people treat you. You don't even realize when you're doing it, but it's going to show. It's going to show. I don't know why I sang, but am I embarrassed? No, because who's going to beat me? But yeah, like, it is just very important. You can start telling yourself today, I'm the most beautiful girl in the world. I'm the best person in this room. I'm the smartest, I'm the funniest, I'm the most articulate, I'm the this, I'm the that. And who is going to tell you otherwise if you genuinely believe that? Even if they want to say it, you're just not going to believe it because you don't believe them. Like, you're good. You're literally good. No one can make you feel less than if you don't allow them. No one. No single person. Book a check. No single person, I promise you. And I know I'm saying you're like, oh, it's so easy, it's so this, it's so that. It's not. It's not. This is an uncomfortable and long journey. It is so uncomfortable. It involves you being in situations that normally you want to just hide in the ground and just let the ground swallow you. You have to just force it and fake it. This is not easy by any means. It is not. But you have to do it. You owe it to yourself to do that. To put yourself in that uncomfortable situation, you owe it to yourself because that's the only way you can overcome it. I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. When I first started posting on YouTube, I had to force myself to put myself on camera. I'm not the most, what's the word, like outgoing. I'm not the most, like when I'm out, I'm not making videos of everyone, I'm not this, I'm not that. I have to start forcing myself to do that. Every time I'm out, I'll remind myself, okay, you have to do this, you have to do this, you don't have a choice. And you find that it just gets easier. The more you do it, the easier it gets. You don't know why, but it's a muscle that you're training and you're working, and it just gets used to that. It becomes like reflex to do it, literally. I'm not saying, oh, once you do it a few times, you're going to be the most confident person in the room every time, or it's going to be just a reflex for you. You're still going to have to work on it. There's still going to be times where you don't feel your best, you don't feel this, you don't feel that. That's normal. Everyone has those moments, but you can't let that be your everyday. And if it's something where it's like you need to change things about yourself, I'm not promoting not loving who you are, but sometimes it's important to be able to note out your insecurities and want to change them. And I'm a strong advocate of that, of changing things that you don't like about yourself or things that will just make you feel better and more confident about yourself. I'm a very, very, very strong advocate for that. I promise you, it does become easier the more you do it because it's a muscle. The more you work it, the more you train it, the more natural it becomes to you. Because that is just how muscles work. And honestly, I think the more you work on something, the more confident you are in that thing. So for instance, when I first started vlogging, like I said, I wasn't the most confident person with it, but I literally had to force myself to put in the work to do it. And now no one can tell me, oh, you don't make nice vlogs. It's like someone insulting me in a different language that I don't understand. Like, it just will not affect me because I don't understand what you're saying. because I personally know the amount of work I put into my vlogs. I know how much thought goes into it, into the music, into the clips that I use, into the style of vlogging, and I know how much effort I put into making it look nice. So it's like, I don't agree with what you're saying. That's your opinion, and that's fine, but I don't agree with it, and there are people who love my vlog, so it's just like, okay, that's your opinion, that's fine. That's okay. You don't have to love it, that's fine. I love it. I think it's good. I know it's good, so like, your opinion on that does not change that. Does not change the fact that I know my videos are good. Like, it doesn't change that. I started vlogging about a year ago, and I got monetized on YouTube about yesterday or 2 years ago. Yesterday. It's like, that growth is proof to me. The more you show up for yourself, the more you force yourself to get past that thinking of, I'm so awkward, I'm so this. I can't watch my first vlog without cringing. I cringe so hard. We're just gonna ignore that. We're just gonna carry on. Push through because my light just died. But it's just like, the proof is there. The proof is there. Also, I feel like it's very important to feel and look your best physically. I am a strong advocate of how you look literally shows up in how you feel. It shows up in how you carry yourself. I love to look my best. I feel my best when I look my best, when I know I put in effort into my appearance. And that's just a fact. I'm also a strong advocate of changing things that you don't like about yourself, because even if people are going to talk, oh, she changed this about her appearance, she changed that. They are not the ones that had to live with whatever insecurity you had that made you change that. They can talk now, and by next week they'll find someone else to talk about. Are you telling me you haven't gossiped about people? Do you remember everybody in your life that you've ever gossiped about? Realistically. People will talk about you now. By tomorrow, next tomorrow, 3 days from now, they'll forget. Like, it's fine. Everyone talks about everyone. Like, it's okay. It's fine. It's something that happens. The point of everything I have said here today is that you need to show up for yourself in every single way you can. You need to force yourself to be uncomfortable if that's going to progress your growth. If that's going to further your growth. You need to force yourself to be okay. You need to force yourself to block out those negative thoughts. You need to force yourself to realize that your anxiety is lying to you. You need to force yourself to realize that every single person around you has those same thoughts. Every single person around you has anxiety. This is a normal human thing. That sounds great. Okay, I got my lights back on because my battery literally died. But that is my finished makeup look. That is basically the end of my rant. I have so much more that I want to say, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to end here. If you want more videos like this, let me know, because I actually loved doing this. But I'm just going to leave you with this keynote. Just remember that confidence is a social construct. We are on a floating ball. Confidence is literally such a social construct. It is something that can be learned and mastered. It is something that you can start practicing today and be a master of it in whatever time frame you set for yourself, as long as you keep showing up, as long as you keep doing it, as long as you keep letting it be uncomfortable. You keep letting yourself be in those uncomfortable situations. I promise you this. I am literally guaranteeing you this. Please show up for yourself. Okay? You owe it to yourself to be the most confident version of you. That image you have of yourself, of your best self, your most confident self. Lights has died again because I charged you for 5 minutes to finish this video, but that's fine. That image you have of your most confident self, your most amazing self, your best self, it's not unattainable. You have that image for a reason. There are so many steps you can do to get from where you are to where that image is, where you want to be. Here to here. There's nothing in your way except you. That's such a good analogy, because from here to here, there's nothing in your way except you. Too smart. But yeah, that is my makeup. I'm gonna go out, be my best self, be my most confident self, probably make some mistakes, probably, who knows? And that's okay. That's fine, because tomorrow is a new day. But guys for 2K subscribers. That is crazy. I will see you guys in my next video.